Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Kristin Lyerly, and I'm so excited to be here with my friend and colleague, Dr. Annie Andrews. She's running for U.S. Senate against Lindsey Graham. Annie, hi, how are you?
Oh, hi, Kristin. How are you? I'm great. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy we're doing this.
I'm thrilled that it finally worked out because we've been talking about this forever. And as a fellow physician, thank you for stepping up because it is so not easy for doctors to enter the political arena. So this is a lot.
Well, thank you for saying that. Thank you for stepping up. This club should not be as small as it is, but I'm glad I'm in this club with you. And I hope that folks watched you run, watching me run, and decide that these are spaces that doctors need to engage in. And we're all strong enough and brave enough and smart enough to run for office at any level. And the time is now.
Especially right now with so much at stake with healthcare. And I definitely want to get into measles in South Carolina and Casey Means, the Surgeon General nominee. But can we just start with your opponent? I mean, what's happening with Lindsey Graham and Iran? And talk to me.
Yeah, I was at a dance competition with my two daughters this weekend when I got the news that my opponent, Senator Lindsey Graham, had decided to goad our president into bombing Iran after really, decades of trying to find a president who was willing to do this. And, it was a very surreal experience to have to go watch my daughter dance and then see what unhinged thing Lindsey Graham had said online. There's a new article out in Politico today that really highlights the fact that this is Lindsey Graham's war. This was all Lindsey Graham's doing. This has been his goal for decades. Lindsey has said as of just a week ago that he goes to Israel every 2 weeks, even if he doesn't need to be there. And so he's been flying back and forth between Israel, talking to Netanyahu, and then the golf course in Florida with Donald Trump, orchestrating this entire thing. And it's so deeply dangerous and it's so deeply unnecessary. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be a foreign policy expert, but I can tell you a couple things. When I'm a U.S. Senator, I will lead with diplomacy, first and foremost. I will never celebrate the bombing of another country that flattens an elementary school, killing 150 little girls. I would never do that. And secondly, Lindsey Graham used to be a great champion for the USAID program, which is critical to preventing unnecessary violent conflict. But Lindsey doesn't stand for anything anymore. And he was, a champion now to gutting that program, which is the wrong direction. We need to invest in soft diplomacy. We need to lead with diplomacy first. We don't need to be starting forever unnecessary wars.
This just makes your campaign so much more important. It's not just South Carolina. It is affecting every single one of us. And speaking of things that affect every single one of us, measles, again, it's not just South Carolina. There are over 1,000 cases, though, in South Carolina. You're a pediatrician. I've never seen measles in my lifetime. We heard about it. We learned about it in medical school. I've never seen it, but you're seeing it now. What is happening?
Yeah, so we have nearly 1,000 cases of the measles here in South Carolina. And to be really clear, this is 100% preventable. We've had a safe and effective vaccine for measles for decades. The doses are given around 12 months of age and right before kindergarten entry. But sadly, because of grifters and conspiracy theorists like RFK Jr., who've been peddling an anti-vaccine conspiracy theories and simultaneously enriching themselves for decades, we've seen the rates of vaccine hesitancy and vaccine refusal just start to climb. And as a result of that, many communities here in South Carolina and across the country have slipped below the herd immunity threshold, meaning there's not enough people in the community vaccinated to prevent the spread of this highly contagious virus. In last school year, about 92% of incoming kindergartners in South Carolina were fully vaccinated against the measles, and the herd immunity threshold is 95%. So of course this is what is going to happen. One case shows up in a community and then it spreads like wildfire. And there has been some reporting that there is a young boy in the upstate of South Carolina hospitalized with measles encephalitis, which you and I both know means inflammation, swelling of the brain, can lead to permanent neurologic dysfunction, can lead to seizures. This little boy, his parents told the media that he can't walk, he can't talk, he's got a feeding tube in place. And it's just so tragic because we have enough problems in America's healthcare system. We did not need to bring back yesterday's diseases.
And as you said earlier, this is entirely preventable. But South Carolina right now is the canary in a coal mine. We know that people all over the country are under-vaccinated. Here in Wisconsin, where I live and practice, kindergartners are not vaccinated to the point where herd immunity is making them safe. So we are just waiting for this to happen all over the country. And that makes me think about one other thing that I'm very concerned about, and I know you are too. If Casey Means is confirmed as Surgeon General, this is a person who didn't finish her residency training. She's never independently seen patients. She is a social media influencer who sells continuous glucose monitoring and supplements, and she could potentially be the public health officer for the United States. Your thoughts?
I have so many thoughts about this. You summarized her lack of qualifications really well. Unlike Casey Means, I've been independently practicing for over 15 years, and you and I both understand that clinical experience is deeply important when it comes to making healthcare policy decisions, when it comes to being a leading voice for America's healthcare system. Casey Means is a joke, and it's a joke that we have RFK Jr. leading HHS. It's a joke that we have Dr. Oz, who at least once practiced real medicine, leading CMS, and now we may have Casey Means leading, being America's Surgeon General. I had a friend several years ago who was like, Annie, why are you so interested in politics? Are you like hoping to be Surgeon General someday? And at the time I laughed, like I belly laughed at this person because I'm like, that's so preposterous. I'm not qualified to be Surgeon General. And now I'm like, well, maybe I am.
You're more qualified than she is.
Far more qualified than she is. Yes. And America just needs to wake up and understand that the damage that is being done under RFK Jr., of course, enabled by all these Republican senators, including my opponent, Lindsey Graham, including Dr. Senator Bill Cassidy, this damage that's been done will take America's healthcare professionals decades to recover from. It's not like RFK Jr. can just leave his post. Casey Means can just leave her post. And all of a sudden the vaccine hesitancy and the vaccine refusal goes away. Like there's so much disinformation being pumped into the ecosystem right now. And it is really hard for doctors to combat that because for so long we didn't think it was our job to do that. We haven't been present in these spaces where we need to be combating this really insidious disinformation. And we've got to figure it out. Doctors, number one, as I said already, need to run for office. Number two, they just need to start using their voices and talk on social media and combat this disinformation with the expertise that we all have.
But it's not easy because there are consequences. When we step up, we receive public backlash. We're penalized by our employers. It puts us in a really challenging situation. We've got to support each other.
That's right. We need to support each other. We need to stop expecting individuals to carry this risk, to shoulder this risk. There are so many real consequences. I mean, I think you and I have discussed the fact that I lost my first job, or I lost my job after I ran for Congress in 2022. I was just told there wasn't room for me at the institution where I had worked for 15 years. And that was like a clear political consequence of my decision to run and to have the audacity to run on a campaign that centered children while being the employee of a children's hospital. And so I understand young physicians who haven't entered these spaces are apprehensive about what the professional consequences will be. I'm sure you and I both get the same trolls on our social media profiles, getting called horrific things day in and day out. But for me, that's not going to stop me because, I'm fighting for my 3 kids and all 73 million children in this country. But it is a lot. It is not easy to do. That's why institutions need to shoulder some of this burden and some of this risk. Big national medical organizations need to stand up and speak with a louder, stronger voice. And then individual physicians like us won't be shouldering so much of that burden.
You are so right. And I am so proud of my college, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, who put out a statement saying exactly this. But it's going to take all of us because this is a huge, heavy lift. I have one more really important question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You are a girl mom. So are you also a Taylor Swift fan, or is it because you're a girl mom that you are so awesome and such a great Taylor Swift fan?
I became a Taylor Swift fan because of my oldest daughter. When she was first into it in 2nd grade, I started listening to Taylor Swift. And now, as Taylor's music has matured, so have I. And I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, but I have my daughter to thank for introducing me to Taylor.
It's the culture, it's the politics, it's the medicine, it's all together. You can't do one without the other. And Annie Andrews, you are doing it all. Your mom, you're a pediatrician, you're running for U.S. Senate in South Carolina, and you're brilliant. And I'm so proud to call you a friend. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kristin.
Yeah, let's do this, girl.